Hey everyone, this is Rupak. Learning to code is more of a continuous journey than a destination. Every day teaches us something new. And I remember that back when I was learning my first programming language, I made many mistakes. Mistakes like not reading documentation, always looking up how-to tutorials, and not working on projects. So now, after 6 years of coding, I thought, what is the most efficient way to learn any programming language? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. When I was learning Python, which was my first programming language, I had no idea what exactly I was learning. I knew that this is a while loop and this is an if condition, but there was no system to it. I was just learning things as they came along. Not only was this extremely inefficient, but it might have even halted my growth. So I've come up with this method, which is how I would learn to code if I had to start all over again. I think that learning any programming language can be divided into 4 parts: characteristics, structure, algorithms and data structures, and projects. I'll explain these 4 steps using Python as an example of a programming language because Python is one of the best programming languages to learn for beginners. It's extremely easy, versatile, the documentation can be understood by basically anybody, and not only that, but because it's so popular, there are many resources online that can help you to learn Python. So the first point is characteristics. Before starting to learn any programming language, understand its characteristics, what it is used for and what it isn't. Understand its features and keep them in mind while learning the language. So some features of Python are that it is a high-level language, which means that you don't have to manage the memory while writing code. It has a huge library, so you don't have to write everything from scratch, and it has support for both object-oriented programming and graphical user interfaces, both of which are extremely useful while making software. One important principle to understand about Python is what separates a good Python programmer from an average one. Take a look at this code here. This is a very basic program that prints 1 if the condition is true and 0 if it is false. This is what an average Python programmer would write. Now take a look at this code. This program is doing the same exact thing that the one before did. But what's special about it is that it does the same things in half the lines of code. This is what a good Python programmer would write. See, Python is not known for being a fast language like C++ is. Imagine if you're writing a program that spans thousands of lines of code. So if you can shorten it to just 400 or 500 lines of code, that will reduce the execution time by a huge margin. That is what it takes to be a good Python developer, and trust me, it's not that easy. After getting a basic idea for the language we move on to understanding its structure. This consists of things like data types, variables, loops, functions, conditions, and classes. These are the building blocks of any programming language. But how do you learn these things? Well, recently, I discovered this amazing site called HackerRank. This is not sponsored in any way, but I wish I knew about this back when I was starting out because it's just really that good. So in order to learn the basics of any programming language, you can easily use HackerRank. The reason I like it so much is because of 2 reasons. The first is that it teaches you a programming language with the help of problems. And problem solving is a really great skill that has to be developed. And the second reason is that it doesn't give you the solution. If you get any error or a bug, you have to debug the problem and troubleshoot it on your own. So you have to find out what is wrong with the problem and how you have to solve it. This will really help you in the long term. And next on the list is algorithms and data structures. This is one of the most important and one of the most hardest parts to learn about any programming language while learning it for the first time. The reason it's harder than other parts is because it involves quite a bit of logic and problem solving. When I started to learn Python, I didn't focus on problem solving at all. So when I finally got to it, it's obvious that I found it really hard. But what's funny is I would finish solving the question thinking that the solution I've developed is correct, only to later find out that I had misunderstood the question and the solution that I had coded in the past hour or two was a complete waste. So learn from my mistake and understand the problem properly first. If you don't have the correct resources while learning this, you're going to be left extremely confused. Learning this helps you to understand a problem properly, and that is even more important than solving the problem itself. And the last one is projects. Honestly, by now I feel that I talk about working on projects in literally all of my videos, but the thing is, they are literally that much important. Working on projects will help you stay motivated, have fun, and also keep you from burning yourself out. Other than the fact that projects will help you to build your resume and also gain experience, projects will also help you to put all of the theory that you've learned into something practical which people will be able to use. This is how I would learn a programming language if I had to start all over again. If I did this when I was learning Python, I would have understood the concepts much better and learned it faster. But we learn from our mistakes, right? If you watched till here, do leave a comment down below saying I watched till the end so I can appreciate you for all the support that you're giving me. Anyways, that was it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. So until next time, happy learning.